Hello there, troopers, and welcome back to General Kenobi's Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on another night of The High Ground. We got a very special guest tonight, so I'm going to try to make this real quick. If this is your first time here on the channel, welcome. We hope that you enjoy yourself. We hope that you come back. We hope that you swing by the main channel, General Kenobi's Bunker, where we like to talk about, you guessed it, Star Wars. And we also like to go toy hunting. We do toy reviews, pointing, and we do trailer reactions. And of course, we like to go live here on The High Ground, where this year we're actually trying to have a lot more guests so that we can showcase some of the amazing content creators, some of the collections out there, some of the artists that make up this amazing community. And today is no exception. Okay, little bit of housekeeping. We got my very first hot toy review was dropped yesterday, so I would appreciate it if you showed some love over on the main channel. And yes, it's that guy that you see back there. So I got my Chrome Trooper. Finally, made a review on it. It's been in the box and the shipper for too long. So I finally decided to crack that open, make a video about it. So I'd appreciate it if you go check that out. Disclaimer: yes, I do have other hot toy reviews on the channel, but those were not mine. Remember, those were from a friend of mine. It's a friend of mine's collection. So this is my actual first one that I paid for. Okay, so definitely go check that out. Also, we might have a toy hunting video coming out on Saturday, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, so my guest is absolutely no stranger to this amazing community, like I was telling you. So not only does he have a massive and impressive collection that we will probably just scratch the surface of tonight, he is also an avid member of the Star Wars Collecting Avengers. But they like to call themselves the Spice Runner Lounge. Me personally, I like my naming better. That's just me. So he is highly involved, like I said, in this community. He has some unique pieces that I hope that we can get to showcase enough of tonight. And like I said, he's part of an awesome group of collectors. They actually go live tomorrow, Friday night, around 8 p.m. Central. So make sure you check those guys out, Spice Runners Lounge, over here on YouTube. So without further ado, because like I said, we got a lot to cover tonight, let's bring in tonight's guest for the first time, actually second time, but who's counting? The first time by himself, we'll go with that. Jeff from Star Wars Addict. What is going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
That was quite the intro. I'm like, wow. I'm like, who's this guy you're talking about? This is great.
Like I said, nothing but the best.
I appreciate it
for my Spice Runner Lounge family. So thank you so much for being here, man. We really, really appreciate it. And man, the chat is on fire already. I see some of your usual accomplices showing up tonight, so I appreciate that. Let's go here real quick. Say hi. We got Evan.
Cheers.
Yeah, there you go. So guys, I hope you have at least a refreshing beverage, a hot one, depending which part of the country you are, to join us here on the high ground. So let's keep going down the line. And we got, hey, what's going on, Elijah? Thank you so much for joining, man. Flex, once again, man, sending you all the good vibes. I hope that you're doing awesome, man. I hope that you're keeping up your strength. I hope that you're feeling at least a little bit better each day. Stay strong, brother. We're with you, and you're going to pull through all of this in spades, all right? Saying hi. Where's Uncle Jeff? Here it is. Eben, Collecting with Cool. What is going on, Brett? Thank you so much for joining us. So, guys, if you haven't, definitely go check out Collecting with Cool, another awesome Star Wars channel over here. Great guy. He does everything from unboxing, going live, collects vintage. So definitely go check him out for some awesome content. Sean, what is going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Everyone saying hi. Evan, 3PO is pretty sick, and I'm glad they responded quickly to my request for progress. Oh, very nice. That's good. That thing is looking really, really good.
Does look really good.
Can you make it? There you go. Spice Runners Lounge style. Word, and we can make it a drinking game. Rolando, what is going on? Our super duper mega mod over here on YouTube, pretty much for every channel out there. Rolando is there. I don't know how he does it, but he does. So thank you so much for being here. LeBron, I appreciate you joining tonight, man. Star Wars Sith. Hey, man. Welcome. And yeah, man. you among them. Okay, I haven't forgotten. So we'll talk. Uh, Once again, guys, if you haven't, definitely go check out Star Wars Sid here on YouTube. His channel is blowing up. He actually just got monetized a few days ago. So congratulations on that. Keep up the awesome work. And I know that you're gonna go to Celebration in London. No, I'm not jealous. What are you talking about? And yes, I do hate you. So the coverage is gonna be amazing. So definitely subscribe to him so you don't miss all of that. Everybody's saying hi. Sean be able, maybe able. I called it fake news. The Chrome Trooper is fired. Yeah, man, it's a nice piece. I'm not
Those
gonna
look
lie.
good.
I really like the sort of like the finish that it's got. That it's not super like reflective, so it doesn't catch your fingerprints as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Um, but we got plenty of chat left. But let's just dive right into our tonight's guest. So, Jeff, once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is long overdue. Been wanting to talk to you for quite a bit, but I understand, being busy leading one of the most successful Star Wars collecting groups and just curating that beautiful, beautiful collection that you call your own. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with the hard questions. So tell me, do you remember the very first time you fell in love with Star Wars?
I t- well, so it's funny because so we'll keep it in the toy realm for you tonight. So my father, growing up, we weren't able to afford vintage figures or
Sure.
vintage collectibles, and he did take me to the movie. We saw the movie, right, like
Nice.
everybody else has done. But after the movie, we were like, I really want the toys,
Yeah.
right? I really want to have that in my possession and like do things with them and play outside and everything else. And anyway, so couldn't afford them at the time. So we would hit all these garage sales, all these places, and he found me this like Millennium Falcon right at a garage
Nice.
sale with my father and my mother, and like it was beat up and like trash, but it was like the best thing ever,
Sure.
And it was
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
from that point on, I was this is cool. I gotta do more of Star Wars, and from watching the movie like everybody else, and then that first day getting that actual like Falcon in your hands, it was like
Yes.
amazing. So I don't know, fell in love with it ever since then, and in the last year, right? I didn't realize that there was such a big community, and we've all talked about this too. And I don't know, it's amazing, right? To just be a part of Star Wars now as an adult, so as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. 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 You're absolutely right. To me, it actually came more so with this when I opened up my YouTube channel and I started, being more active here on YouTube. Again, I like you said, I didn't really realize that, it was such a big community and such an awesome community, honestly. And I mean, we've talked about this before, right? But I feel that the that Star Wars community, surprisingly enough, is actually a very healthy one around here. So very supportive, awesome people. Of course, we all share the same interest. So that is definitely one thing that I've been enjoying a lot for being here on the YouTube space, I guess. But so okay, so you'll basically answer my next question, which was if you remember what was some of your earlier pieces, right? That you had. So Millennium Falcon. Um, so let me ask you this: do you have anything from back then? Any piece that you managed to keep?
Yeah, so I have one piece, and it's in the vintage collection. It's the original vintage R2D2, like the
Oh,
very first one, right?
nice. Yes.
Um, so I have that one. Outside of that, I don't have anything else because I sold all my other vintage stuff
Gotcha.
because at the time I was like, you know what, trucks are really cool. Like, let me get a truck and put some speakers in it,
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can cash out and
I hear
um
you.
yeah, but that's the only piece I have for my actually I have the Death Star board game also.
Really, very
Yeah.
nice.
I don't think you can play it because it's missing pieces, but I have
That's all
it.
right. You can always reconstruct with the what was it, the retro collection, right? Put it out like a couple of years back. Um,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
it's meant to look the same, of course, but it's not exactly the same. Um, but yeah, that's awesome, man. So amongst I guess your first batch of figures, was R2D2 your absolute favorite one? Is that why you kept him, or was it just the one that you know hid behind the couch and got saved from the perch.
I liked so I always liked R2D2. So R2D2 and Yoda because I always liked them because mom was always like, "Okay, we're gonna go somewhere, right? Bring a toy, bring something, right?" And they
Nice.
were always the smallest ones,
Yeah.
right? So you're like, "All right, I'm gonna bring that one." The R2D2 I kept because of I liked the clicky noise,
Right. Okay. Thank you.
right? You know,
Yes.
the noises that it made, and you were like,
Yes.
"That's cool. Like sounds just like him,"
Yeah.
you know, like the
There's
clicking.
I don't know. There's something still to this day for me like, about that click. Like it's something like almost cathartic to be honest. Like I find myself because I have a vintage one back there in one of the cases, and sometimes when I'm cleaning the stuff, I'm like click 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 click,
Click, click,
like just for good
click.
measure, and like
Yeah,
put it
for
away
sure.
right again. But yeah, I totally agree. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's just one of those sounds, right? That like that are always like close and near and dear to your heart.
It's embedded,
Uh,
right? It's
exactly.
embedded in
Yeah.
your in your psyche, right? Where it's like it
Exactly.
brings you back. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. So let me see if I can catch up with the chat because it is on fire tonight. Bronze like your collection. Amanda, thank you so much for
Oh,
joining us. Appreciate
my
it.
niece.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Um, we got some so I should mention this, guys. If you see some of the links being dropped on the chat, I would appreciate if you guys check them out. We try to support each other around here, so if you got an Instagram, if you got a YouTube channel and you're here on the chat, by all means, try to promote yourself. I try to check out all the links of the people that are here and of whoever's recommended for myself. So thank you, Rolando, for dropping those links. I appreciate you as a mod. Also please do me a favor and drop the Instagram for Jeff, Starwarsaddict77 over on Instagram, and I'll show it in a little bit too. Uh, hey, what is going on, man? Thank you so much
Jason.
for being here. Appreciate you, man. So yeah, let's see. Sean says, General, the real question is, does Jeff smell as good as Evan? You know what, man? With that shirt, with that musky beard, I have to believe it. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I don't think I compete with the Evan scenario. I've met him in person also, and I don't think I compete with that. So
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. That Evan is, that's something else. But
yeah.
definitely a runner-up, I would say. Uh, so everybody's saying hi to each other. Uh, Rolando says, I fell in love with Star Wars in 1977, and I saw Star Wars 3 times and started collecting the toys in 1978. Dude, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I I always say this. I was born a little bit too late, so I didn't catch any of the original trilogy. I was born in what is now known as the Dark Times. That horrible space of time when all the toys were gone from the stores, and nothing new was popping out for another like 7-8 years. So yeah, that's those 7-8 years are more or less my childhood. So I didn't catch anything until the resurgence back in the 90s. Star Wars fans stick together. Yeah, absolutely, man. That definitely. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Rolando says, I lost all my toys in 1986. I moved
Oh.
to Utah from Illinois, but my toys never made it. Man, that sucks, dude. Yeah, that sucks, man. Josue, thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate you. G-Force, what is going on, man? Thank you so much for
Hey,
showing up. I
G-Force.
appreciate you. So yeah, guys, once again, if you see some links there on the chat, I'd appreciate it if you go and check those out. Duffman Dioramas, man, what is going on? Thank you so much for joining, man. I appreciate it. Okay, everybody's saying hi to each other. So, what do you say if we just jump right in? Okay, because I feel like this is like a two-parter. Like we're gonna have to like cover some of this
Split it
stuff
up.
later on. But
Yeah.
so I wanted to show you guys because my man Jeff was kind enough to send us, like like his own little I guess trailer for his collection. So let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Um
You're too kind. I bombarded you with pictures because
Dude, it was
I didn't want to make
so
everybody
awesome.
sick moving the camera around.
No, not at all. But let's show I like this little intro that you made for us. So I know it wasn't for me, but I'm gonna say it was for me. So let's see it here. So guys, check
Oh
this
yeah.
out. You guys are in for a treat. So it's not over time. that we get an introduction like this to his home collection. Guys, take a whiff of that. It is insane. So wall to wall with awesome, and from what I hear, soon the ceiling too. So yeah, guys, we're gonna try, and I do emphasis the word try, to cover some of his stuff that you're seeing here on screen. Okay, but I just wanted to give you, like a quick overview of everything that my man has in his collection room. Well, not everything, but some of the main things I would say. So, what do you say we start off with something that I've actually been trying to get more into, but I feel like I'm playing catch up a lot of times. So, I want to show you guys some of the signatures or autographs that Jeff has in his collection, and check that out. Like right off the bat, come on. I mean, that's one of the big, I would say big three probably, right, for the original trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Of the actors, of course. There's a lot of awesome people that were involved that were not on screen, but of the main characters, I mean, you cannot mess with the princess, right? So tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah.
If you remember more or less when you got it, and was it difficult to come by?
Yeah. So back in the day, Carrie wasn't. I mean, we all, Carrie wasn't hard to get. She was at a lot of
Yeah,
cons. There were a lot of people helping to get her signatures. This is the only. So from a signatures side, this is where I started my collection. I started all in signatures, right? I just went after signatures. I was crazy about
nice,
that for probably 3 years, where I just in my old collection, I just had one wall and it was just full of pictures. And then
nice.
I started branching out. But um, this one, this is the only black and white picture I have in my Star Wars collection, because I felt it was
Gotcha.
like it's a really good tribute to like her and
Agreed.
right what she was about. And I like the black and white and the
Yep.
original picture. So but yeah, it's got it like probably got that like that was probably one of my first autographs that I got.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been a while now since I've had that. So, but yeah, it's an 8x10. It's sitting in a book over here that we like. You can actually flip through the autographs, because I ran out of obviously wall space. But
Sure.
I decided to leave all the autographs in like a portfolio that you can like thumb
Nice.
through on the coffee table. So,
Dude, that's
yeah,
awesome, man. Yeah, so I agree with you. I think that the black and white, on this picture just gives it that kind of like that vintage, obviously, touch to it. Uh but also, it highlights her features as well, I feel, like in the photograph itself. So
yeah,
amazing signature. I mean, nowadays, a grail, an expensive one probably. And like you said, it's just one of those things, right? Like you just mentioned that Carrie was very easy and quote unquote cheap, right?
yeah,
Autograph to get. And it's one of those artists. It's one of those pieces of this awesome, fabric that is Star Wars, that you don't realize how big, how important, and just how like available she was until she was gone, right? And you're like, damn it, man! Like, I could have gone. I had 2 3 opportunities maybe to like meet her and get her autograph or just a picture or something, right? And now, now you can't. So it does happen like that. So I say, guys, if you have, you know how, like, whoever it is that you think, you probably would like to meet, uh go ahead and do so. Okay, next time they're sort of close to you, just go ahead and take the trip. Go ahead and get that picture, that autograph, because you never know, honestly. It happened to
yeah.
me personally with Jason David Frank, the actor who played the Green Ranger, right? Tommy, from Power Rangers. He was here in San Antonio, like, so he came to the city October, God, 28 maybe. And I meant to go because I had a figure that I was thinking of getting signed. And I meant to go, and I didn't, just because I was like, it's fine.
Uh,
I'll catch him on the next one. Dude, 2 weeks later, literally 2 weeks later, he was gone, right? Or sorry, 3 weeks later, whatever, not even a month later. So it's just one of those things, guys. So if you have something, that you're maybe on the fence about, I'd say go for it, because once again, you never really know. So
I
let's
think
move on.
I
Yep.
think she started this, right, because that she
Yeah.
started that trend of like because I think she was around so much, and people were
Yes,
like, "I'll get her at the next one. I'll get her at the next one." And then when she suddenly passed away, I
exactly.
think it started a craze too of like,
Yeah.
if they're there, I've got to get it.
It
Like, you
was
got to do
exactly.
it.
No, you're absolutely right. I think it was definitely a wake up call. I was grateful to meet Peter Mayhew, and I saw him in Chicago, right? Celebration 2019, and I didn't get his autograph then because I had gotten it like 2 years prior. I forget how many years prior to that. Um, but I was there like around his table, around his booth and stuff, and yeah, he looked weak, right? Like he wasn't in the best health, and I mean, I don't recall exactly how much, but I think it was like 2 weeks later, and he was gone, right? So again, guys, just if you're on the fence about somebody, I'd say just try to go for it. As long as you don't starve because you're trying to go get that picture, go get that autograph. I'd say definitely go for it. So now this one, come on, how much awesome is just in that little frame right there?
Yeah, this
Uh,
one. Well, Empire is my favorite movie. So in Empire, probably because I was old enough to really start to get in, like really get into it, and
yeah,
like all the lines that are in Empire, all the different scenes, all the different creatures. I don't know. I just love Empire, and I feel like this picture like personifies like Jedi battle, right? I mean,
yep. No, I agree.
it is Star
Yeah, it's
Wars.
it.
So
Yeah, exactly. It's super iconic. It's one of probably like I don't know 3 or 4 images of the original trilogy that just will never fade away from popular culture, right?
yeah,
So Star Wars it says, yeah, exact reason why I'm taking advantage of meeting as many as I can at all these conventions. You just never know. Yeah, man, absolutely. So I know you got Hayden Christensen slated for London, so good on you for that. Um, so yeah, this is amazing. So Mark Hamill is somebody that I'm actively trying to meet. I've never met him. I was hoping during Celebration last year, but he was a no show. So yeah, hopefully next year, if there's a celebration here in the states, that I'm really hoping that he can show up this time around.
yeah,
Dave Prowse, awesome guy too. I mean, he was also one of those that was very comfortable being going to different spots, for signatures. He was all over the place, when he was, of course, a little bit younger, so he could still move around. And but even into his older days, like he loved like meeting the fans. I had the pleasure of meeting him as well.
yeah.
Now this one, oh man, this one is I I can't even like take account all of them that are there. Uh,
Yeah. So
what?
you
Yeah.
got a lot on here.
Oh
There's
yeah.
actually, so the interesting thing with this one is this is so this becomes a game like this one. I've had a lot of help on, right? So you send it away, you send it over to the UK, you send it
Right.
across the country, and at some point, like you start to like, it's too big of a risk to send it anywhere, right? So
Absolutely.
there's a woman that they call her Mama Fett because she actually developed all of the suits and the fabric outfits and did all the sewing and stuff. I've been wanting to send it to her. I've talked to her.
Hmm.
She's more than willing to sign it and send it back. But it's just, man, it's such a risk to send because it
Yeah.
has, right. I mean, it's got Jeremy, it's got Alan
Yes.
on it, it's got Dickie Bears. Glenn Randall doesn't sign a lot anymore. Jason
No.
Wingreen has passed away.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, and it's the image is just, I don't know. I love the image,
Yeah.
and it's from an art piece that Christian Wagoneer did.
Right.
So, but
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like everything about it just is amazing, right? It's just awesome. First of all, great choice of image, right? If you're gonna do it, like that image is just incredible. I love the way that careful enough to combine like the lighter colors of the signatures, with the darker ones, so that they all stand out, properly. Um, I actually just met Dickie Bear a few months back here in San Antonio. This like random little convention, and he was just there, and I was like, whoa, like seriously. So I talked to him for a little bit, took a picture, all that stuff. So it was pretty cool, kind of random, but really cool. So yeah, I can absolutely see what I would get nervous to start sending this stuff away. Uh,
yeah,
even if it's meant to go with somebody that you know or somebody that you trust, you never know in transit, right? I mean, it's just yeah,
Well,
it's I would definitely make me sweat.
shipping is a dangerous battle these days anyway, so
Yeah,
that's the other part that's
absolutely.
got me like, eh.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, this is incredible. This I love this piece.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk about this one because yeah,
Yep.
disclaimer, guys, I'm basically jealous of every single picture that I'm showing here tonight. Okay, so I don't even need to say it. Just assume that I am. But going back to this, so it was just John Williams' birthday, right? And I know you posted this little guy up here uh, for um, for his birthday. So do you want to let us know first of all what it is and a little bit of the story of how that came about, and then of course we have to jump into the bottom also. But
Yeah.
let's talk about John Williams right now.
Yeah. So it's a full sheet it's sheet music, full sheet.
Right.
John Williams several years ago used to visit like music schools and things for people that were actually going to school, um, like out in California and visiting some of those areas. Um, I knew a woman that actually was going to be attending, and she said, "Well, I can get a music sheet signed, and right, I'll probably just sell it to you." And I'm like, I'm I'm game,
Yeah.
totally. What?
Yeah.
So I didn't
Absolutely.
believe her at the time. I met her through another group, and anyway, so she contacted me, I don't know, a couple days afterwards, and minimal cost. She, paid for it, and she sent it to me,
Oh,
and I actually paired it up with a plaque from Ariel, so which is
oh
what
yeah.
everybody uses for plaques.
Hmm.
Paired it up with that, and then it's got a yellow border, and then the black border. I actually did stars, so I did flick,
I see that.
fleck white painting.
Yeah.
Um, on both of them, George Lucas and the John Williams. But yeah, you can kind of see the flex. I
Right.
just thought it's kind of cool because it's that iconic,
Absolutely.
lifting.
Oh yeah.
Um, but it's probably one of the like top five like pieces in my collection.
God. Yeah.
And he's not getting any younger, so and he doesn't
Yeah.
sign really much anymore. So
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's what, 90, 90, 91,
92, I think.
92.
Yeah,
God.
it was
Yeah.
92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely, he's definitely out there. And my hats off to him because the man is a machine. Like he just won't stop. Like he keeps going. And I don't know many 92-year-old that are nowhere near as active as he is.
His
Uh,
signature hasn't changed very much either. If you watch and you see other pieces that have been signed by John, he's remained pretty consistent. Where
oh
even
yeah.
like even the young kid people in
Oh,
Star
that's
Wars
awesome. Yeah.
have changed their signature.
Yeah.
Anthony,
Yeah. Yeah.
Daniels, and John are pretty good about it. So
Oh wow, that's awesome.
yeah,
That takes some craftsmanship too. Um, love the music with John Williams. And yeah, this thing is just incredible. Like it's so beautiful. Uh, Chief says I think a bit of it. And so let me go back to the to
top.
that. So let's talk about that George Lucas, right? Which at first glance I thought it was Joel sitting in his room. In that
I
picture,
have one
but
of
then
those too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty sure he can recreate that picture, fairly easy. Um, and so yeah. So tell us a little bit about Cat. I mean, the maker himself.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a George Lucas Index piece. It came from so you'll find in a lot of my signature stuff like it's kind of like the community that we're all part of, right? So a lot of the signature stuff that I have also it's from meeting somebody or doing a trade with somebody or right. So this
Right.
one came from a gentleman that a lot of people know in the autograph community called K9, which he is a police officer down in New York City.
Nice.
Um, and he has met George Lucas several times. He's a street grapher. So some people don't like street graphers because they get a bad rap for shoving things in people's faces. K9, I don't believe he's really like that as much as some of the other guys are, but I did a trade with him for I used to have a Hamill picture, which was signed by Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Kenny Baker, and Anthony
Oh,
Daniels. And Mark Hamill, it was the scene where R2 was broadcasting Leia's message
right.
in Kenobi's
Uh-huh.
area.
Yeah.
and it said, and it was even inscribed by Hamill that said, "Who is she? She's beautiful."
Oh man,
Right. So it was a top
incredible.
piece,
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But I always wanted a Lucas, so
Yeah,
I traded
that's what I
with
was gonna
him. So
say. It's yeah, I put him up there. In equal standing for sure. So yeah, that's amazing, man. Like I don't, I don't really, I can't even think about like five people that have, that I know, right, that they have a Lucas signature. So yeah, that's very very cool, very special, I think. And so, oh yeah, this one. I mean, another thing that I've have come to really appreciate in this community is the light that is being shined, on some of the previously maybe a little bit more obscure, right, people that worked on some of the stuff that we all know and love, right, like the like Kenner, for example, here. So some of these artists that been in it from the very beginning, right, before there was uh, a toy line, right. These are the guys that worked tirelessly to come up with some of the recreations from what we were seeing up on the screen, right, the best they could at the time. And so I love this piece, just because, well, first of all, it got pretty much everybody here. uh, but I really like how they actually write down like their I don't know what to call it, like their title, or their contribution maybe.
yeah,
Because again, I'm sure that they're kind of maybe used to, right, like the obscurity of like people don't necessarily uh immediately recognize maybe their names, right. And so I thought that was a good touch. So that's why I wanted to show this piece, which I think is just amazing.
you know what? The interesting one is so there's a guy down right below the R, and his name is Peter Santow. He actually was the designer too of the Alien toy that got pulled. Right, so
Oh yeah,
when it
oh
was
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
shot
right,
the alien
you're
out
right.
of the mouth,
Yes,
he
yes.
actually listed he's listing it there too, Empire Strikes Back and Alien.
Yeah,
So
that's right. That's awesome.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
one's
it's
cool.
it's yeah, this one I really like. Me, obviously I like toys. And so this one, really struck me as something pretty special because, like I said, that's definitely one of the things that I like about this community, how they'll actively research, right? Like, hey man, who came up with like this design, who came up with the paint for this, who came up with even just the drawing for this, right? And so I love that some of those artists, some of those very creative and talented people are finally getting some of the attention, right, that I feel they always deserved. So that's why I wanted to highlight this piece. Then we got something like what you were just describing, for the Mark Hamill, uh, I guess, sort of assembly here. Uh, and man, I mean, you got some really heavy hitters on
This
this one.
yeah, this one it's an incredibly hard piece to there's pieces that are out there with them all on an actual picture of this. This is a big piece. But it's it's extremely expensive to find one with
Oh, I
everybody
bet.
on it. And then this piece actually has vintage signatures from everybody. So that's a vintage Mark Hamill signature from when he first started signing. That's a vintage Carrie Fisher. Everybody knows what happened to Peter Mayhew over the years. That is
Right,
a vintage Harrison Ford. He does not sign like that any longer.
right.
Um, and Anthony Daniels signs like that still today. But
Still today, yeah.
yeah, but it took me forever to find, and these are what autograph collectors call cuts.
Hmm.
So when you can't complete a piece, right, you find pieces that are either broken or have a dedication in it that you don't want. But it took me
Right.
forever to find blue, right? So the way it works out is there's three blue across the top and three black
Hmm. Right.
to kind of try to balance out the
Sure.
picture. So, but yeah,
Dude, it's an amazing piece. Honestly, just the fact that you were able to find, all of them, and like you said, in their vintage representations, that's just even more amazing.
yeah,
So an incredible piece, as far as I'm concerned. That's again, right? It's basically just one of a kind.
yeah.
And then this one, this one, I first of all, I love the graphics of it, right? I think it's a really really cool representation of our favorite bounty hunters. and then for you to pair it up, and you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I kind of really do like how they sort of like managed to stay within their lines. Like like nobody went too crazy like onto the next frame, so it just gives it like that much like more elegant or more precise like look to them. So I really like this one the way it looks.
I love
Uh,
I this one I love because it's just so different. It's unique.
yeah.
And it screams like obviously the cartoon images of them. I
Yes.
mean, it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. This one's amazing. I mean, it's like I said, just visually, you're right. It grabs you, and then you realize that they're all autographs. So that's just elevates it even more. Let me try to catch up a little bit here with the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
So we got here, excuse me, we got You Can Feel. What is going on, man? So guys, You Can Feel, awesome toy hunter here on YouTube. About 2 subscribers away from being 1,000 to 1K.
Wow.
So definitely go check him out if you haven't. Give him a subscribe. And by the way, guys, I wanted to mention also the Spice Runners Lounge here on YouTube is a mere, what was it, like 5 subscribers
5.
away
Yep.
from 900. Okay, so if you haven't and you're here in the chat, please go ahead and check out Spice Runners Lounge here on YouTube. Subscribe, because when, or I should say, yeah, when probably tonight, when they hit 900, tomorrow they have their show tomorrow evening, and they will be giving an awesome like giveaway, and I'll share a picture of that. But it's basically a legacy saber hilt for Luminara, is it?
Yeah, it is.
the
Yep.
the Luminara Unduli lightsaber. So guys, you definitely do not want to miss that. Go check out the Spice Runners Lounge here on YouTube. Uh, Again, do not miss it. And they do their live show with Jeff included uh, tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Central. So check them out. They always put on an amazing show. And like I said, please go subscribe if you haven't, so that they can have that awesome giveaway tomorrow night. And then I think the last one that I got here
Yeah, yeah.
is this one here. And I kind of wanted to ask you about it, because I didn't recognize some of the names here. So can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
this piece here?
So every one of these guys is actually from the original troopers, right?
Okay.
So every one of these guys that signed this picture is an original trooper and wore
God,
the
that's
outfit.
amazing.
So wore
So
the
I
armor.
figured they were the guys in stormtrooper outfit, but I know uh, I guess the commonality between them, right? Like if they were all from the
All
original
of them.
trilogy and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, that's incredible, man. And
Yeah.
again, that's just one of those things that not a whole lot of us think about, like those unsung heroes, right? That they were on screen, grabbing our imagination. So that is definitely something that I've come to realize, that definitely it's still not a whole like super widespread knowledge, right, of who some of these people are. But we are getting a lot better, because again, just because of all the information that is now available out there, on the internet, on YouTube, Instagram, etc., and from people like avid collectors such as yourself, and the rest of the Spice Runners that try to bring up, like I said, shed some light on some of these guys, right, and some of their work, right, and again, we all sort of know them. We just have to put a face sometimes, or a name to the character that we all know and love.
Oh,
So
definitely.
that's why I wanted
It
to share this.
it is so, and we can move on to the other stuff because we got a lot to cover. But like
Sure.
the interesting thing is like people like you know Imperial Walker Inc., right, which is
Yes.
Hector's group, right? So that group now, I mean, he's been focusing on behind the scenes guys for a very
Right.
long time, and like those people developed and built all of this stuff. They built the
Yes.
universe for us. So it's like
Absolutely.
we have to try to support them while they're still here and
Yes.
able to
Yep.
do stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, definitely
No,
take advantage of it. So
yeah, definitely. And I really enjoyed y'all's episode with Hector when he was on Spice Runners Lounge. Because yeah, I mean it's he's coming from a place of love, right? I mean, he said himself, right? He's like, I was trying to find out, who these guys were for me, right? Because I wanted, I
yeah,
kind of wanted their signature, right? Like me personally. and in doing so, right, he sort of started making contact, starting finding out who these people were, etc., etc., and sort of opening up the floodgates to the idea that fans do want to meet them, or do want to have their signature, do want to hear their stories, right? And again, some of these guys have, like you said, they've contributed enormously to the universe that we know and love. And it's only until fairly recently, right, that they've been a little bit more exposed to the community, or to the fans. So that is
Yeah.
definitely something that I've enjoyed about that. Jaeger 101, thank you so much for being here, man. Guys, if you like DC, go check out Jaeger 101 here on YouTube. Legacy of Nerd, what is going on, brother? Thank you so much for
Yeah.
stopping by. He was just doing a live with my man Hey Archer, so I know you're coming hot off of that. Once again, guys, if you enjoy Power Rangers, and who doesn't really, definitely go check out The Legacy of Nerd. He just dropped an awesome interview with the actor who played Andros, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers in Space. So go check that out on his YouTube. Raging Man, what is
What's up,
going on?
Frankie?
Thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate you. And we got Robin.
Hey,
Hey,
Robin.
welcome, welcome. Guys, Trooping with Robin is a YouTube channel you do not want to miss. Okay. She has dropped already a couple of videos and a ton of information. So definitely check her out here on YouTube. She is, first of all, a really awesome person. Second, a really active member of the 501st. So him, her, and her husband Benjamin. They're both members, and they just started a YouTube channel called Trooping with Robin, and they've actually been sharing some of that information. So if you guys are even thinking about joining the 501st, I definitely recommend that you go check out her channel. She gives a lot of insight, and she's actually now a reference model for some of their costumes. You can believe that, which I think is freaking cool. Um, Everybody saying hi. Amanda says, love the graphics. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Dart Kenobi, man, what is
And,
going on? Thank you for
and
being here, man.
Tino.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. So I would appreciate it if you guys can drop your like here on this live stream. Um, it helps the mythical YouTube algorithm to push out the content, to people who might enjoy it. So
Plus, you'll hurt
let's
my
just,
feelings. You'll hurt my
yeah,
feelings if you don't hit the
there you
like
go.
button.
And you guys, you do not want to do that, okay? Don't make that mistake. So we are gonna just jump right into the next game because, like I said, we got plenty to cover. And so this is just some of your. Let me start at the beginning, right there. I love that shot. Okay, there's so much going on there. We could probably spend the whole show just on this picture, but to those of you who don't know, Jeff actually likes droids and he likes replicas. And in case you're wondering, yes, this off to the side, to the left side, that is his door frame. So these are basically one-to-one scale. So can you run us real quick to this? Like I
Yeah.
said, there's so much, going on.
Yeah. There's a lot. So in my room, I've tried to like pair, like we all do, right? So you pair off different areas. That's
Right.
kind of like the droid area. So a couple different things in there, right? So the Jabba Gate droid is there, that's from Fernando that was on our show that
Yes.
does lamps. That thing has sound in it. It does the two dialogue pieces from
Oh,
Jedi.
right.
The R2 the R2 unit is from a UK builder that just didn't really deliver everything that needed to happen. So I
Right.
kind of had to
Right.
do a lot of work on him, but he's up and standing. He's static, so he doesn't move at all. I
Right.
get that question a lot.
Sure.
And then go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I
Oh,
mean, it looks great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, whatever you did to it came out amazing.
he had all kinds of issues. And then the C3PO is a full size 3PO from Corbanth. So Corbanth was doing a run, and a great painter that Corbanth has. That also has. I loaded that thing up with everything from C3PO dialogue to even the commercial that he filmed for his cereal.
Oh, no way. That's
Right, so
amazing.
it's kind of cool too. But
Yeah, that's freaking
yeah,
cool.
so yeah,
Yeah, and
the
then you got,
droids.
yeah, definitely the droids. I see that BD and Lola up there.
Yep,
Is that the electronic Lola?
it is. So I weathered it right? I took you know, basically just weathered it and made it look like a little more like less toyish.
Nice.
Um, but it's super easy to do. So
That's good. I
uh,
gotta get with you because I just picked one of those up on clearance. So, and that was one of the things that I noticed that the white is a little bit too clean for my taste.
yeah,
So I'll definitely get with you on how
yeah,
to improve that.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but let me roll right into the next one. Now, come on, guys, look at that. That's just not even fair. Okay. I feel ashamed to call myself, like a Darth Vader fan when I look at this. So first of all, we got that excuse me, bust, I guess technically, but that statue, man, I remember you
Oh,
posting pictures of it. I mean, that thing is insane. So yeah,
so
so
good
walk
in
us a little bit
person.
through. Yes, oh, I bet, yeah, hopefully one day. But so walk us a little bit, because again, there's two pieces here, but there's just too much awesome on it, and some of those plaques down there too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the Vader mythos that they just came out with. Kind of mixed results, right? Because people didn't like the flaming saber. I don't like that part either, but the rest
Yeah,
of it is
no,
fantastic.
the rest, yeah.
It's off the charts. And then that's the sideshow Vader. His helmet. So I get this a lot too. His helmet on the top does look a little crooked in pictures,
Hmm.
but I love it. It's in the front of the front of the office here, and then the two plaques. That's a James Earl Jones plaque and a Dave Prowse plaque, again from Ariel. So, and then the actor that was in Rogue One that passed Leia the actual plans for the Death Star
Uh huh.
is signed with the Death Star plans
Oh,
right
no
there.
way. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, I see it. Oh, that is
Yeah.
so cool.
So,
So freaking cool.
and then Home Depot, right? Those are the Home Depot privacy panels behind it.
Yes. So I'm actually yeah, I'm really thinking of getting some of those because I've seen them already, of course, in a couple of spots, and they do look pretty good. So
Yeah, they're
that
awesome.
might be a mod here to the bunker before long. Um so we'll go right. Okay, so this one. Oh man.
Yep.
Okay. So guys, this I guess first of all, it technically is not how do you call it? Life size. Sorry, I'm blanking out.
Yeah.
But God, I mean, it's just about as close as you can get to that. Um, so I remember you talking about this piece, a few months back, when you were excuse me, and you were discussing about getting it or not. I personally think it looks incredible. Uh, but just again, just give us a little bit, a rundown on this piece, which is, massive first of all,
Yeah.
but so amazing. I mean, it looks just right.
Yeah. So this this is from Corbant. That's a half scale, right? Viper droid, or other people like to call it other things, but probe droid, Viper
Right.
droid. He stands 6 foot tall, so he's 6 feet. The base is entirely made by J2SO. So J2SO, from people that don't know, he did a bunch of the Star Wars pieces that are in Galaxy's Edge.
Right.
We kind of collaborated on it because they didn't like Corbant's stand, which was just a tripod on
Oh
a
yeah,
piece of wood.
I remember that. Yeah.
Um, so we kind of talked through what we wanted it to look like, and he put this whole thing together. Like it's a masterpiece because we used he came up with an idea of actually using like a plastic planter, flip it up on its end, and then we ran a pole through there, and then we actually put weighted plates to
Yeah.
keep it from tipping.
Yeah.
um, and he built all the snow base and the lights and everything else on it. And it has sound, it has lights. um,
Amazing.
so yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that is, yeah, that one is amazing. And like I said, I remember you talking about it, that and that was one of the things that you had mentioned, that that the base was not, I guess on par with the piece, right? So, but you guys
yeah,
knocked it out of the park. I think it looks incredible.
yeah. If you're
And
looking
just
for if you're looking for any custom stuff, any custom bases or any of that stuff, like definitely hit up Jason. Like
yeah,
he does
yeah,
an
yeah,
amazing
exactly.
job.
So
So
J2SO, I think he was here in the chat a little while ago. Definitely, guys, if you wanna, anything like that, hit him up. I know that he's also kind of busy, right? But he'll work with you.
yeah,
And so I wanted to show this guy here, which is, some people would be pretty content with the with that Viper droid, but not my man Jeff. My man Jeff's like, you know what? I sort of got to double down on this, so let me get a K unit here. So yeah, let us know about this piece, which honestly it looks like it barely fits,
He does.
like height
He
wise.
does. He does barely fit. He's well. So the Viper is like about 6 foot. So he's probably about almost 7 or a little over 7.
Wow.
Um, he came from Corbant. This one I did have a small problem with. A couple of the pieces popped on him, so I got to reglue some of him. But
Yikes.
and when the summer hits in New Hampshire, we'll work on a different base for him too, because we don't like the tripod
Yeah,
sticking out of the back. But um, he's yeah, he has light up eyes. I'm gonna add sound to him eventually so that I
of
can
course.
have dialogue with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, to me it looks amazing already as it is, but I can't wait to see what you guys do. For a new base. I'm sure it's just gonna elevate the piece even more. And then the last one that we got here is our good old buddy BB-8,
yeah,
just roaming around through Jeff's living room as he does.
yeah.
But so real quick, just do you have, I guess, maybe like a favorite piece when it comes to some of your bigger replicas? Is there one that you're like, you know what? If the rest of them gotta go, I will do my best to try to hold on to this one.
Yeah, it's definitely the probe droid. In the it's the probe droid because I love Empire.
Right.
Um, I've it's actually a collaboration with one of the best friends that I have from the last
Sure.
year, which is Jason. Like we talk almost daily now.
Nice.
So it just means it's sentimental to me now, and then it also is just a badass piece.
I
So
agree completely.
yeah,
And I feel, me personally, I've always actually liked the design of the droid, because it felt very, how can I say it, very sort of out there from what the rest of what we saw, right? The rest of the droids were either like R2 shape or humanoid, right? At least.
yeah,
But this guy is just completely foreign, right? I mean, he's like a giant saucer with like tentacles, like type of thing. So I always thought it was a very original design.
yeah.
Um, so Robin says, so cool. Yeah, definitely so cool. Uh, we got a little proposition here. So how much to spend the night in that room?
Little
And
Airbnb.
yeah, oh yeah, and I get 50% off for getting you some of these people. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Sal says, I like the wall. Looks like the inside of Imperial ship. Yes, absolutely. So those the panels themselves, you can buy actually at what is it, Home Depot, I believe.
Home
Uh,
Depot, yeah.
and of course, with a little bit of lighting and stuff, they really do make the room pop. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go. This collection room is from heaven. Absolutely, man. This collection is incredible. I would spend a week just looking at it. It says, "Wait till you see the computer that Jeff has yet to return to me." Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that right now. Evan says, "Jess has done a great job with his room." Yeah, man. I mean, his room just looks incredible. We're gonna cover a little bit of that. We might have to run through it, but
Yeah,
he's done an amazing job trying to find a good spot that highlights every piece that he has basically in that room. My all-time favorite piece of Jeff's. I may have one someday.
oh,
Yeah,
the Viper,
there you go.
the
Yeah,
Viper, yeah.
yeah. Amanda says his room has grown over the year and absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Amanda. Right there with you. So speaking of the room, we'll try to cover some of this, but there's just too much awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
Um, so I want to show here. I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, but I want
yeah,
to
you're good.
showcase. Um, okay, so quick preview. So this is basically more or less where you're sitting down right now, right? But I want to shout out this. Okay, now guys, if you don't know, and people that know me will know this, but I'm a bit of a tech head. Okay, I like to build my own computers, including the one that I'm using right now. I like to tinker around with that kind of stuff. So this thing to me is like next level. Okay, like it's hitting me on both fronts. It's hitting me obviously on the Star Wars front. You got the pyramid shape, right? Which to me it just screams like Sith holocron. You got the colors inside. You got, if you can't see that right there on the bottom left is the image from Palpatine, and and the afterglow or the glow of the red and blue lightsaber from Rise of Skywalker, which looks incredible and it just totally makes sense. But also again from the tech side, from the technology side, because this is definitely a custom piece. So I can appreciate that. I enjoy that. I wish I had it. Again, I hate you. And then we got this one here, which if you guys don't know, right? If you maybe don't follow many of the streamers or things like that, um, the these chairs, right? The secret lab chairs are some of the best out there. Some people will argue they are the best, right? And so recently they finally, which I feel it was overdue to be honest, they finally put out a Star Wars collection, right? Which right now is only two models, if I remember correctly. So
Correct.
my man Jeff jumped on this gorgeous Imperial Stormtrooper version of the chair, which again, guys, the chair itself is already like freaking amazing, right? But to have the decor to go along with the with the awesome chair and Star Wars theme like officially from Secret Labs is just incredible. So I saw them when they came out. I was salivating all over them, and then Jeff's like, "Hey, check out what I got," and I was like, "Again, I hate you, Jeff. Stop sending stuff. Enough is enough." But anyway, so I wanted to highlight these two pieces that really stand out to me, like I said, because I'm a bit of a, I guess I wouldn't say a gamer, but I do keep up with some of that stuff, and definitely on the technology side, I totally love that about your room. But
Yeah.
so okay, so check out that desk. All right, as if the chair wasn't awesome enough, and the computer, right, to go along with it. Check out that amazing TIE Fighter desk, guys. Like it's just, I love that thing. Okay. And I meant to grab a picture, but I know that you also sort of customize your desktop mic,
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah, yeah.
highlight some of the I believe it was white, right? And you added some accents to make it look a little bit more imperial. So I remember you
Did.
posting that, and I really liked that. I was like, man, like I don't know. I feel like I said, I wish I was creative sometimes.
I put Star Wars.
But
I put Star Wars Attic around the bottom of a Yeti.
there you go.
I
Even
put
better.
Starwarsaddict77 on it. So
Perfect.
that
So
was cool.
I love this desk. And then we got some
Free.
I guess some before and after, I guess, progression of how the room, how you were working with the room. Which to me, I'll be honest with you, this is already like incredible. This already looks amazing. But then you went ahead and just made it all better. As if, if people didn't think it was possible, yes, it is. Leave it up to Jeff. So a freaking wall of just amazingness, that you can see. You got the helmets paired up with the what are those, Hot Toys Sideshow
Yep.
along
Hot
with
Toys
them.
and Sideshow.
Yeah. And then you have just like a couple dozen different lightsabers, hilts, looking incredible. I love the way that you display them. The black, backdrop just looks incredible. Just highlights all the features and the color of the metal. And just to have as many as you do, it just looks really, really nice. Then you got, really cool pieces like that job off to the side, that huge Grievous, on the bottom. I mean, everything about it is just amazing. Then you got so
Yep.
yeah, so those are some of the panels, guys, the way they look, I guess, before Jeff made them awesome. And he did. So check that out.
That's a
Like I said,
mess.
I don't know about that, man. I'd like to have that mess. I would not mind having that mess. So again, you see both busts that we were talking about a little while ago, the Boba Fett and the Darth Vader. You got those panels with the proper lighting in the back that just accentuate the room. Really, really awesome. And excuse me. And you got that awesome table in the middle, which maybe you can't see from this picture, but it's actually basically a battle scene from the Death Star, and it's got some ships in there. So that's what it used to look like, right?
Yep.
And we come full circle to that, which amazing job on the statue displays. It just looks super clean. It looks like they were just like specially made, right, for those pieces. And I believe those are standard size, right, if I remember correctly.
They are. They're standard twos. So 2x2s, right? For Bestas. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But just And so one thing I want to point out, and it's something that maybe a lot of people overlook, is the lighting. The lighting on wherever you're gonna put your statue, your hot toy, your Black Series, wherever it is, can make or break that display. So I love that all of these are properly lit. With the white, obviously with the white walls, it just bounces the light around the statue that much better, and it just again accentuates the details on them. So the statues are awesome as they are, but you do have to pair them. You gotta do them right. You gotta make uh, you have to think about where you're going to display and how you're going to display them. So I love the way you have your room set up. Uh, I know I've said it 20,000 times. I'll probably say it 20,000 more, but super awesome collection. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Again, we've only scratched the surface. We didn't even talk about, each lightsaber hilt that's in there, each statue that we're looking at here. I do see one of my grails right there, that General Kenobi mythos. That
Oh,
thing's,
yeah.
insane. I think I've told you about that, um, before. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, man, and to show us some of your collection.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, guys. Before let me do a little bit more housekeeping. Once again, guys, Jeff's is part of the Spice Runners Lounge here on YouTube. They are super super close to 900 subscribers, so please go check them out. If you haven't, please subscribe, because they're gonna be doing an awesome giveaway tomorrow night. If they hit the 900 subscribers, and again, they were like 5 away when we started the show, so I'm hoping that we can give him that little push and just get him across that finish line for tomorrow. um let me see if I can share here real quick the uh yeah. So this is the giveaway, guys. So definitely go subscribe right now to Spice Runners Lounge. That is what they're actually going to be giving away tomorrow night, um, in their show once they hit 900. That is again the excuse me, Luminara Dooley Legacy lightsaber. So please go check them out. Let them know that the good general sent you. Um, Let me just run here real quick through the chat. I'm jealous of the shelves themselves. Yeah, man, like the way he has them set up are just amazing. Like it's bad enough that he's got all this cool stuff, right? But then he just makes it even worse by displaying it so awesome. So yeah, like I said, not
Oh.
not not jealous at all. Sorry, I have to go, people. Yeah, don't worry about it, LeBron. Thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate you
Yeah,
dropping all
it's
those
awesome.
links. Good night. And Raidman says they need to hurry up with the fetcher. Yeah,
That would
I
be
agree.
cool.
I agree. Yeah, that might push me over the edge. Man, the stage, Jeff, working on your collection room. There you go.
She's a little
Amanda
farther
says,
away.
so Amanda says, I have my own collection, Disney popcorn buckets and super cups. Need more room, don't we all? Have my Falcon popcorn bucket for sure. That is awesome. My man, Mr. Hollywood. Hey Archer, what is going on here, man? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Uh, no worries, man. Like I said, I know you were doing your own live stream with the Legacy of Nerds, so I appreciate you stopping by. Uh, yes. So, Rolando, thank you so much once again, man. Thank you to Rolando, our super awesome mega mod here on the channel, dropping all those links. And again, guys, if you see a link here, please go check it out. And go check out Spice Runners Lounge, like we mentioned. We got that. We got to get him to 900. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I kind of need that. I kind of need that lightsaber. Okay, so let's make it happen. And
Yeah.
so appreciate you, Sean. Thank you so much. And
Thanks,
so
Sean.
definitely go check out Spice Runners Lounge here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't, and let them know the good channel sent you. But also go check out Starwarsaddict77 over here on Instagram. You definitely do not want to miss that. Of course, he shares, some of his, excuse me, some of his collection on Instagram, and it might be easier if I just show you.
I am still very, very new to all of this. So it's all still like, believe it or not, it's all still really scary for me. So I'm still learning along the way, and I learn from all of you guys. So I appreciate you having me on the show tonight. It's an honor. So
No, the honor is all ours here. And let me just show you real quick here some of the awesomeness that Jeff shares on his Instagram. So take a look at that. Oh, Tron, I didn't even see that one.
yeah.
Like, that's awesome. So yeah, guys, definitely go check him out over on Instagram. This is the microphone that I was talking about. So check that out. Come on now. That is just amazing. It looks incredible. So definitely go check that out. Really cool Instagram, really cool guy, as you have witnessed here tonight. Thank you so much again for joining us. And is there anything that you like to point out? Anything that you want to bring to the chat's attention? Any special projects? Uh, any future projects that you might work on? Anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the big thing is I it's still like hard for me to gather the community that we have. Like it means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to the rest of the community. I This room setup, like I get pieces and bits from everybody that shares content. It's not just YouTube content. It's Facebook groups, it's your channel, it's the Spice Runners, it's everywhere, right? So I just like everything like that's coming out of Disney, we get all this content.
Right.
Like keep sharing with the community so that we all get ideas and can tweak it and like participate, right? Be in the live chats. It really means a lot to all of us. So I I thoroughly thank everybody that loves to chat with us and talk to people. And so, anyways, I that's my biggest thing. Um, so yeah, I mean, I love being a part of the community. So
Yeah, and we thank you, like I said, for taking the time for little old channels like mine. Thank you so much.
uh,
Again, you guys have always been amazing to me personally, and I know you are just awesome with everybody else in the community. And I love that it's actually a community that you guys have helped foster and grow. So. Guys, if you haven't, I forgot to mention, sorry, but also the Spice Runners Lounge have an amazing Facebook group. Okay, if you haven't joined, you're missing out. Okay, that's where some of these guys share uh, new pieces in their collection, stuff that's coming down the pipeline for some of these higher end collectibles when pre-orders go up, things like that. So, and just an overall good community, safe space to talk about Star Wars collecting, what the news are, what new piece is coming out from Sideshow, all that kind of stuff, right? So definitely go check out Spice Runners Lounge on Facebook as well and join their group. It's awesome. I'm in there, so it's got to be good.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we are past here the 1 hour. Like I said, I'm sorry that I rushed through some of this stuff. We're definitely gonna have to have Jeff back, and we're definitely gonna take a closer look to some of the collection. Like I said, part two is definitely we're gonna talk like half an hour on that General Kenobi mythos. I'm just kidding, but
Let's do it.
like a solid 5 minutes, yeah, for sure.
Let's
So
do it.
once again, guys, thank you so much to the chat. You guys were incredible tonight. Thank you for showing your support to Jeff, to the Spice Runners Lounge. Once again, I cannot stress it enough. Go check out Spice Runners Lounge here on YouTube and subscribe, guys. They got an awesome giveaway queued up, once they hit 900, and they are so close, okay? They're only a handful of subscribers away, so definitely go give them that push. I'd appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the comments, all the likes. Once again, guys. Oh, quick live stream tomorrow to talk about Bad Batch. General Kenobi's debrief. I'm sorry, I don't know the time yet. We got a thing with my kids' school in the afternoon, so I'm not entirely sure what time I'll make it home. But we will have one, even if it's just 30 minutes, because this week's episodes were Chef's Kiss. Okay, so we'll definitely talk about them. So once again, thank you everybody. Thank you, Jeff, for being here, for
Yeah.
accepting our invitation. You are welcome anytime, brother. Anytime you got something you want to plug, by all means. And with that, guys, take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Excuse me. And make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and go check out Spice Runners Lounge. Okay, I told you plenty of times, so go do it. All right, guys. Thanks again. Yeah, exactly. Right there. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good
Thanks
night.
everybody.
May the force be with you.